of the Music Dreams USA Radio Artist Spotlight Show with your friend Russell K. You can check me out weekdays, Monday through Friday, on the Russell K, Alexa, and Shauna Brown Morning Show. And we come to you live 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern right here on Music Dreams USA Radio. And tonight it's our Music Dreams USA Radio Artist Spotlight Show, which is brought to you every week by Blue Shamrock Music. And a special thank you to Mr. Stephen Brady, who actually supplies all of our artists. And tonight, dude, we got a treat for you. We have an artist who's actually won 12 Golden Guitars Awards since 2012. That is absolutely amazing. He's a farmer, he's a musician, and he cranks out some of the best music that you're about to hear. So we are so excited to have him. Ladies and gentlemen, please meet Mr. Dean Parrott. And Dean, welcome to the show, my friend. How are you?
I'm very well. G'day, Russell, and g'day, listeners. It's great to be here with you all. I'm doing really well, and it'd be great to have 12 gold guitars, but it's actually 6.
I know. I after I gave you 12, I figured, we're so impressed to have you. Let's double up that number, make it look even better for you.
You're a good salesman. You're a good salesman. I appreciate that.
But even 6 golden guitars since 2012. That's absolutely amazing. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? And how that came about? How does that make you feel? And
Yep. Well, the Golden Guitar Awards is run by Australia's premier country music association, the Country Music Association of Australia, and it's sort of something that they've done since the mid 1970s, and it's an award that acknowledges excellence in recording and performance. And I tell you what, I'm just so blown away to have 6 of them. I know when I was a little kid out in the Australian bush on our family cattle property, or ranch, as you'd like to call it there, I'd tune into the radio broadcasts, the live ones of the awards, out of a place called Tamworth, which is our version of Nashville. It's country music capital of Australia, and so I'd listen to artists that were my inspiration, like our great Australian legend, a fella called Slim Dusty. I used to hear him getting up on the awards night to receive a trophy for his latest album and that sort of thing. And I remember thinking as a kid, geez, I'd love to do that someday. But you never think you ever will, And I've got to really pinch myself when I look at my shelf and see 6 of them sitting there now. I know my wife pinches herself and looks at them and thinks, oh, now I've got to dust those.
So what about number 7? I'm sure you're right. You're trying to get to number 7, correct?
We're trying to, yes. We've actually got a nomination in for this year's award with a track called Walkabout Waters. And that's in the Bush Ballad of the Year, which the Bush Ballad is the genre of country that I mainly do. And because, it's all about a life that I've lived and worked in and that sort of thing. So fingers crossed for this year, for this next awards. Yeah, we'll see how we go.
Well, we're going to be pulling for you. Can you talk to our listeners and kind of share with them how you got your break? How did you get your break into the music industry?
Yeah, well, of course, I'd always loved country music right from a small age. I used to play my mother's hairbrush when I was a
her
toddler.
hairbrush, huh? Okay.
The old hairbrush, yeah. And so my parents sort of soon discovered that I just had a natural love for. So they got me a little guitar. I learnt that, and we sort of came up through the ranks of when I was a young child and a teenager. And here in Australia, there was a big movement of country music festivals that had their own talent quest, and I used to, myself and my sister would go and sing and compete in those. They were a great training ground for a young artist, and I used to compete against people like a young Keith Urban, and back in the day, and up here in Queensland. So that was great, being surrounded by those people at a young age. And it was just a big learning experience for all of us, Keith included. And anyway, and then as time went by, eventually got to the point where I thought, well, I'd like to do my own recording and give that a go, So in 1989, myself and my sister went into a studio here in near Tamworth called LBS Records, and produced by a fellow by the name of Lindsay Butler was the producer there, and he made a few great albums for me over the years between then and about 2002 to 4ish. So that was great. That got me into the recording scene. It got me out on the road, doing some traveling, and the whole time we were sort of always working on the property as well, and with the cattle and the horses. But then I'd jump in a tour vehicle and we'd go away doing live performances, and so that was great. That settled me into and gave me a real appreciation and love for working with bands and band members and creating great music as a team.
Wow. So let's take a walk down memory lane. So, I mean, you used to be a farmer. And it sounds like you still are. So kind of like walk us through that when you were a farmer and then how you got into you made the decision to get into the music industry. I mean, as you think about it today, obviously that decision you made was a while back, and fast forward, here we are today. Looking back at it, do you think you made the right decision? All right, we'll be right back here in just a moment. Our friend is in a car right now, and so we're having a little bit. We're going to try and bring him back. I do apologize, but in the meantime, make sure you check out the Russell K, Alexa, and Shauna Morning Show, brought to you by Music Dreams USA Radio. And again, you're listening to the Music Dreams USA Radio Artist Spotlight Show, being brought to you by Blue Shamrock Music. And we're so glad to have you here this evening. And Dean Parrott is with us, a six-time, I got it right this time, a six-time Golden Guitar winner. And he is a former farmer, and he gave it up to become a artist. And we are so excited to have him on this show. And I'm sure he'll be back with us here in just a moment. And so we're going to wait here just a moment here for you. And again, our apologies. And he's actually in the car right now. So we'll come back with you here in just a moment. Thank you so much for watching Music Dreams USA Radio.